Okay, so I just got home from the PHAMExpo and I spent more money than I had planned or wanted to yet again. I wasn't really going to do a haul for this because I'm sort of anti-haul videos. I love to watch them, but I also don't want to promote excessive consumerism. But on my way out from leaving the expo after about an hour and a half of excessive consumerism, a beautiful young woman stopped me and beckoned me over to their little kiosk. It was the Lip Bar. And as she was a fellow Afro-textured hair beauty, I was like, yes, I will give you some of my time. I literally was trying to beeline for the door, but I really just wanted to at least be respectful and see what she was offering. And it turned out that the Lip Bar is a lip line, and it is natural and vegan, and you know, their products have things like almond oil and avocado oil in them to help nourish the lips. And honestly, finding out about this brand is the main reason I wanted to do this haul, because I learned that it is a Black-owned business, and not only that, it is a Sista-owned business. In fact, the co-founders of the company were there running their booth at the PHAMExpo, so it was nice to meet them both, and that made me really want to make sure that I got the word out about their brand, the Lip Bar. I was pretty much spent out by them, but I still purchased 3 items. One of them is on my lips right now. It is their liquid lipstick, and the color I have is called Drama Queen. I've only been wearing this for about as long as you've been watching this video, but I would say that the formula is very nice and thin and lightweight. It's not one of those moussey formulas. I would say it's a very comparable formula to Kat Von D's Everlasting Liquid Lipstick formula, if you've ever swatched or worn that. And obviously this color though. I seem to go through phases with my lip colors. Like I'm really just not feeling pink lips at all right now, which is odd because I used to love pink lips, but no. These days I only seem to want to wear nudes, and I've gotten back into purples after not being into purples at all for like a year and a half. I used to love purples, then I like swore off them, and now I'm coming back. And I'm really glad I came back because I'm loving how this looks. Then I also purchased 2 regular lipsticks from the Lip Bar. The shades I got are Cocoa Cooler and Chocolate Spritzer. By the way, the packaging is pretty bomb. I mean, I'm not really like a packaging person. I mean, nice packaging is nice, but I'm always much more concerned about the quality of the product inside. But they seem to have nailed it with the packaging, and I would say with the product too, based on how this liquid lipstick is performing so far. Browns are another color I've been getting into that I used to never want to wear back in the day, so I don't know what's going on with me and what I'm feeling these days with my lip colors. I wanted to make sure I talked about the Lip Bar first because it's the brand I was most excited to discover at the PHAMExpo this year, so go ahead and check them out. They started the line in Detroit and they are now based out of Brooklyn, so obviously that made me love them even more that they are now rep in Brooklyn. So go ahead and support the Lip Bar, and therein support a Sista. The very first booth I went to was Nigel because they were pretty much right there once you walked into the convention center, and I didn't get much from them. I just got some wispy lashes because they were $1. I've talked about my feelings on fake lashes quite a bit on this channel, but I do like to wear them when I'm on camera, either for Cinefix or for Taste It, and even sometimes here. Wispies are too long for me to feel comfortable wearing them in real life, but I love them on camera. And then I also got one of these color switch things, which I've seen before on YouTube, and I've actually done Jasmine Rose's dupe version where you just use a hair donut because it's a very similar material to what's in here. This is the thing where you just dip your brush in when you're using your eyeshadows or face powders or whatever, and you can quickly kind of get off the majority of the products that you can quickly switch to a new color, hence the name Color Switch. I wanted one of these because the donut thing works okay, but the hair donut I think is a little bit scratchier of a material and it might be actually damaging my brushes a little bit, so I decided to give this a go. It was $12 and it's normally I believe $18 or so. So I was happy to get this at a discount. Then I went to Friends Beauty Supply and I didn't get a ton of stuff there either, but I did get one relatively big ticket item there, which is the Viseart Theory Palette in Chroma. I already love Viseart's eyeshadow formula, so I have been kind of stalking these little 6-pan ones since they came out because I thought that they would be really great for just every day when you don't want to have to think about what you want to do too much. You just kind of want to have one palette that has everything you need. This is the one I went with. There are 2 other varietals of these 6-pan palettes, but I went for this one out of the 3 Theory palettes that they have because I can't stop, won't stop with my cool tone neutrals. I just love the contrast of cool toned eyeshadows and cool toned lipsticks with my very yellow golden undertones. So this one looked really pretty and I cannot wait to wear it. Then the other thing I picked up from Friends Beauty was just one Stilazzi eyeshadow single. I bought 2 of these last year from the PHAMExpo and they quickly became 2 of my favorite eyeshadows of all time. For whatever reason, there weren't too many colors that they had there from Stilazzi that tickled my pickle today, but I found this one, and granted I don't really wear colors too much, but purple is my power color, so after I swatched it I was just like, yeah, I'm gonna get that. Let's move on to Dose of Colors. Do not be alarmed by this huge bag. There are only 3 little lipsticks in here. Every booth seems to just give you like the biggest bag for like this much product. I mean, can we just... I feel like I'm taking crazy pills. Dose of Colors is a brand that I have never tried before. It's honestly only a brand that I'd ever heard of here on YouTube. I don't know if it's just one of those things where professionals knew about it first and now they're becoming more commercial, or if it's just one of those brands that basically came up on YouTube and Instagram. I'm not too sure, but I've heard a lot about them and I finally wanted to give their liquid lipsticks a go. The color I really was going for was Coral Crush, but then once I swatched it, I just didn't think it looked super flattering on my particular complexion. So I ended up going with 3 like brown nude type of deals. And the first one I got is called Desert Suede. The next one I got was Mood. And the last one I got is Cork, another brown. Clearly I am just on one with beige and brown and taupe lip colors because they're all pretty much gonna look the same after a certain point, but I just keep buying them because I'm stupid. Let's take a break from lips and talk about some makeup brushes. There was a Smith Cosmetics booth there, and I've never had the opportunity to try Smith Cosmetics because they're not readily available to me. I wasn't so curious that I actually sought them out online. I've just sort of heard people mention their brushes here and there in videos. After I had a chance to actually feel their brushes at their display, I was just like, okay, let's get a couple of these. And they were all very reasonably priced because obviously it was an expo. So I got this brush, which is the 112. I liked this one because I thought it would be really good for applying a powder contour with really good precision because I don't like to go all over the place with my contour. I really like to have it focused when I first lay it down, and then I like to buff it out, and I didn't really have a brush that was doing that the way I wanted it to, so I'm looking forward to trying this, and it's just super soft. I can't wait to use it. This brush, which is the 124, I got this one at the last moment. The girl was ringing me up and I was just like, actually, what's this weird sort of like angled dense brush? And she said that typically it's used for cream contour, and I was just like, oh, brilliant. Last, I got 2 eye brushes. This is the 235. I thought that this one looked really good because I've got very small eyes, so I have to be really mindful of the size of brushes that I choose for my eyes. And I liked this one because it looks like it would both lay product down very nicely because it's got a pinched ferrule, so you could just use it sideways to actually pack on color if you wanted to. But then it's got this fluffy tip so you could blend things out, and it's also very pointed on the tip. So I thought that it was a very unique shape to a blending brush. Also for my small eyes, I picked up this one, which is the 253. Again, a nice small brush for packing on color, but with great precision. I think this is going to be really good for when I want to maybe buff out edges if I'm doing just a one color eye, but I don't want to bring it too far out. A nice small brush like this will help me have more control so that I don't wind up with eyeshadow out to here. And then I picked up one lonely brush from Hakuhodo because even at a trade show like PHAMExpo, Hakuhodo is expensive. I'm not exactly sure what this brush's name or number is. Hakuhodo usually does numbers rather than names. It says G5515BKSL. It's really just the smallest pencil brush I've ever seen, and it's also very soft because that's the 2 problems I tend to have with pencil brushes, and it's why I don't use them. They're too big and they're scratchy, they hurt. This one has neither of those problems, so I think it's going to be really good for blending out eyeliner if you want to smoke out your lash line, or just blending out shadows along your lash line or lower lash line. I picked up 2 lipsticks from Lunatic Cosmetic Labs. I had actually never heard of this company until recently, but Kimberly Clark, who I love, by the way. Kimberly Clark is definitely on the rise. You may not be familiar, but Kimberly Clark is a drag queen who does really cool videos called anti-hauls where she just talks about what she's not gonna buy. But Kimberly is also a beauty junkie just like the rest of us, and she recently did a haul where she had some Lunatic Cosmetics Labs stuff. So I decided I wanted to go check them out because I liked the look of some of the lipstick shades that Kimberly had hauled. So I picked up this one, which is Bruja. Pretty sick packaging they've got here. It's like an actual bullet, even more than MAC lipsticks are. And the other shade I got is AK-47, which probably looks identical to Bruja on camera, but they are a bit different. I think they're actually going to be fun to mix together because Bruja's a little bit darker, so I might put Bruja around the outside and then AK-47 on the inside to do kind of a two-tone effect. Ardell also had a booth, and even though I'd already bought those eyelashes from Nigel's, I wanted to see what they had, and I was glad I looked because they had some really nice shorter lashes, because there are times when I want to wear eyelashes, but I don't want to wear super long, crazy in-your-face ones. I want to wear a relatively natural-looking false lash, one that's actually kind of believable. Unfortunately, realistic looking false eyelashes are pretty hard to find, but I do have a few favorites. So if you guys would like to see a video on that, I'll put a poll here and let me know if I should do a video on all of my favorite realistic, don't be afraid to go out in public false eyelashes. So that's pretty much what I focused on at the Ardell booth. I just got these baby Demi Wispies, which are super short compared to even a Demi Wispy. So I think these are going to be great because even a Demi Wispy is quite long in my opinion. And I've never seen these before, so I was pretty excited to find them. I also got these 150s, which are from their soft touch line, which have a tapered end. It just makes them look a lot more believable than the typical blunt cut that you see on most inexpensive false eyelashes. I got one pair of these 151s, which are a bit longer. I would probably only wear these for an evening situation. They may even be too long for evening for my comfort level. I might save these for on camera. And last but not least, I got these Color Impact Demi Wispies in Plum. They had some various Demi Wispies that came in different colors, like a copper one, a blue one, and these purple ones. Obviously, I was just like, look, I don't know when I'm going to have an opportunity to buy purple eyelashes again. Yes, please. The award for most ridiculous size bag for how little the items are inside goes to Violet Voss. They gave me this big ass bag, and all I got were 3 lipsticks. Their liquid lipsticks were 12 bucks each or 5 for 50, but I only got 3 because I didn't want 5. It's hard not to be tempted to buy more to save more, but honestly, you're saving more money when you spend less money. So this one is a chocolatey brown called Excessive, and that just seemed like the perfect name because I keep buying the same colors over and over, and yes, it's becoming excessive. The next one I got is Lust, just a lighter beige taupey nude kind of deal. Yet again, probably identical to the ones I got from Dose of Colors if I swatch them side by side, but we're just gonna ignore that. And the last one I got was Flirt, which is one of these super trendy zombie lips, as Jackie Aina calls it, kind of taupey nudes. Which really, like, once you get into like grayish kind of colors, it's not really a nude anymore. I mean, it's a neutral, but nobody's got gray lips, at least hopefully not. And last, I'm gonna go through Namies. I got the most stuff from them because everything at the Namies booth is 40% off, girl. So I went a little ham there last year, and the same thing happened this year. I started off with Girlactik because Girlactik is one of these drugstore brands that's actually like $18 for an eyeshadow. I'm just like, just because you're in the drugstore doesn't mean you got drugstore prices. But 40% off, like I said, so I got 2 of their single eyeshadows and then 1 glitter. This color is called Satin. It's just sort of a champagne-y beige shimmer kind of color. It looked really pretty, and I was really impressed with how nicely it blended when I swatched it. Not a unique color by any stretch of the imagination, but it was pretty, and so I got it. The same goes for the other color I got, which is Vintage. This is a shimmery satiny taupe. My typical eye would be satin, that last shade on the lid, and then this one buffed out through my eye socket and done and dusted. That's the kind of eye look I usually wear. I do really basic eye makeup because I'm not terribly good at it. I don't really like wear glitters or work with glitters much, but I saw Sandra Deluxe use this one, Antique Gold, and I was just like, you know what? I want it. That's the problem with watching Sandra Deluxe's videos because she always looks so gorgeous that I'm just like, I feel like I need everything she just put on her face. So then I went to the Namies Smashbox counter and I got 2 Smashbox lipsticks and that Insta-Matte thing. The first shade I got was Chai, which, shocker, another beige lipstick. This is a more creamy, glossy formula, but it's a more yellow-based beige, and that is probably how I justified buying my 18th beige lipstick today. And then I got my 18th brown lipstick today, and that was Coffee Run, which Come on. Had to do it. Had to do it. Had to do it. And then this is that Smashbox Insta-Matte thing. It's sort of like a balm that you put on top of any lip color to make it matte. And I was never gonna buy this initially because, hello, translucent powder does the same thing. But curiosity got the best of me, as well as a massive discount, and now I spent money on another thing I don't need. Then I went to their Flutter Lashes booth, which is a mink lash line, and I think they might also do some synthetics, but I think they're mostly a mink lash line. But I got their eyelash glue, which I don't know if it's any good or not, but I did see that it says you only need to wait for 3 to 5 seconds for the glue to be ready for you to actually apply the lashes, and that would be awesome. If this shit works, if this shit is good, oh my god. Because I haven't really found a lash glue that I love. Like, I have a lot of problems with lifting with Duo and with Revlon. I still haven't found, like, my lash glue. So I'm hoping that this one might be it. So that is some shit I bought that I absolutely did not need from the PHAMExpo 2016. The saddest part is there are a few other things that I would have liked to get, but I couldn't justify the price even being heavily discounted at the expo. Some more Hakuhodo brushes. Nigel's had the Artiste brushes, but the discount was like, oh, so it's gonna be $54 still for one brush. You can put that back. I hope you guys like this video, but the most important thing to do is to make sure you guys check out the lip bar because I just wanted to get the word out. They were really sweet. I love this lip color that I have on right now. So yeah, support a sister. And speaking of support a sister, this head wrap is another one from the Wrap Life. I am going to show you guys the various wraps that I got from the Wrap Life in another video, but I had also placed an order for some wraps from FamJam. I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly, during their Memorial Day flash sale. So once those get here, I'll just do it all in one because those are both sister-owned businesses and they're both New York based. So I'm like, but that's it for this one. Thanks so much for watching, and I will see y'all in the next video. Bye-bye.
That's a nappy-headed hose there, I'm gonna tell you that now.